Disney Fantasy, please welcome aboard the Addams family.
Way too many desserts. She's a regular Lewis and Clark herself, Daddy.
Yep.
And what a glorious ocean view this is. How exciting. We have the character caravan. They've changed the decoration on it to be the Disney 100 instead of the 50th anniversary, but how exciting is that? It's cruise day. We are about to board the beautiful Disney Fantasy here in Port Canaveral for 8 nights headed to Bermuda. Now let's get on that ship.
Disney Fantasy, please welcome aboard the Addams family.
Thank you.
Please welcome aboard the Rokansky family.
We are having our very first lunch on board at Cabanas, and this is what we have. I got some mashed potatoes, some sort of mushroom pasta, pork lo mein, and some penne pasta. Oh, and some steak. And then I also got some crab and some shrimp. And Mom and Dad got similar things. They've already started digging in, and we are going to enjoy it. This is our view for lunch. A lovely view of the parking garage, which our car is somewhere. How's your lunch, Mom?
It is very good. I was so in need of this.
We were later than we normally are, so we were hungry. How's your food, Daddy? All right.
And we didn't eat anything at breakfast this morning either.
Yeah, we didn't have any breakfast this morning, and that's the first. My Diet Coke here is the first thing I've had to drink all day long.
Well, all I had was water I take my medicine this morning.
And some coffee. Y'all had some coffee. And I think I had the rest of my water from yesterday, too. But we are going to enjoy lunch. And starting off the trend of having way too many desserts, I got a celebration cupcake, strawberry pot de creme, and an Oreo cheesecake. And then also I got a scoop of vanilla and chocolate ice cream. Time to sail away. I think it's going to make a left. Because usually it makes a right to head south, but because we're going north to Bermuda, I think it might make a left and head north. We're just not sure if it's going to go a little bit south and then circle back up, or if it's going to start out going north. So we'll see. Love the sea air. How you feeling?
I'm feeling fine now.
How you feeling, Daddy?
Feeling great.
Daddy's feeling great. We have our armbands on. One of our admins in our cruise group had these made for us. We are the Bermuda Breezes group. And it's got the dates of the cruise, April 15th through April 23rd. That was just a nice happy that they did for us.
I think he's heading north.
And we have what's considered a navigator's veranda, and the Fantasy doesn't actually have a true navigator's veranda. What it means in the fantasy world, in the Disney fantasy ship world, is that there's some obstruction. So you can kind of see that we have an open space here, but then this part over on the side is kind of enclosed. It's got some obstruction. Then we have like a wall over here that you can't see through at all. So we have a smaller area that we can see through than we normally have. But honestly, I think the veranda itself is wider this way, don't you?
Yeah.
Because we could fit a third chair over here on the other
Right.
side of Dad, and we normally aren't able to fit 3 chairs this
Right.
way. So I think it's wider, and so the area that's open that we can see through is probably not much smaller than what we would normally be able to see through anyway. And it actually could come in handy when it's super windy at night if you want to sit out here and kind of be blocked from the wind, but still look out. I think it could actually come in really handy. It'll be interesting to see how close we get to sail to the shoreline today and if we can see any lights at night, because that's part of the shoreline we've never seen before. So what are you the most looking forward to on this cruise, Mom?
I think the tour of Bermuda, because we've never been to Bermuda, we've never seen Bermuda, and with a private tour guide, I think that that's going to be very enjoyable.
You want to talk about the tour guide?
Yep, that's exactly right. I agree with Mama.
Yeah. You want to talk about the tour guide?
I know nothing much about the tour guide.
Okay.
Except that she's a private tour guide, and that I guess she'll take us anywhere we want to go. Problem is, we don't know where we want to go.
That's right, but she'll tell us where to go.
So we're going to ask for some input.
In a very nice way.
What?
I said she'll tell us where to go. In a very nice way, then I prefaced.
Oh,
so
okay.
the tour guide is actually somebody that I found on Facebook in a Bermuda, not a Bermuda cruise group, but just a traveling to Bermuda group, as I was doing some research, trying to learn what all there is to do in Bermuda, and I didn't really know what all there it had to offer. And initially we were going to do a whale watching tour, and I already had that booked. But the more I read about the whale watching tour, it takes pretty much the whole day. You're not guaranteed to see whales. They might cancel at the last minute if the seas are too rough. But if the seas aren't too rough to go out, but they still are pretty rough, then you could end up having a pretty miserable day. And so I actually have done a whale watching tour before in Boston, and that was my experience. The seas were really rough. A lot of people were getting seasick. And we really didn't even get to see whales. We saw their blowholes, like blowing water up out of the ocean, but that was the best that we had. So I really didn't know that was the best option. So I found this group so I could do a little bit more research, and everybody was recommending this one lady to do a private tour. So I contacted her to see if she had availability, and she did, and she gave me the price, and I thought it was well reasonable for a private tour for the whole day, and I booked her. And I texted her right as I got on the ship just to let her know that we were on the ship, we were heading her way, and she texted back to let me know that she actually got a new car recently, and we might be the first tour in her brand new car. But if it doesn't make it, then she still has her old car, so we'll see, but it should be a good time. Like Mom said, we don't have any plans. We don't really know what we want to see in Bermuda. So we're hoping she has a lot of great suggestions and lets us know what she thinks are the best places to go see. One thing we really want to do though, and we have it booked already on the second day in Bermuda, it's Horseshoe Bay, which is the famous Pink Sands beach in Bermuda. But the day is looking kind of rainy, so we're not really sure if that's going to work out or not. So, but we are on our way.
We want to go to the glass blowing facility.
Yeah, it's a factory. I don't know that we actually get to see them blowing glass. I think it might.
Some.
Yeah, we can buy some. They'll sell us stuff all day long.
And I want to buy some souvenirs. I want to buy some bingo prizes, and I want to buy some snowman prizes.
So, do you want to talk about the bingo prizes and the snowman presents?
Okay, the bingo prizes. Years ago, when my daughter and son-in-law got married, they continued to go to his parents for Thanksgiving, and they would come to our house Thanksgiving afternoon and spend Thanksgiving night with us. Well, his parents passed, and so they came to our house the first year after his parents were gone. And I told my family, I've got to come up with something for these children to do, because at his parents' house there were children for them to play with, but there were no children at my house.
Yeah, I didn't have kids. I'm like ruining the whole dynamic of the family by not having kids.
So I came up with playing bingo. Now Melanie said, Mom, nobody's going to want to play bingo. And I said, well, Melissa said it was fine. And she said, well, if Melissa said it's okay, it's okay. So we bought little prizes, and I bought some, Melanie bought some, and Melissa bought some. We wrapped girls' prizes in white tissue paper with pink ribbon, men's presents in white tissue paper with blue ribbon, and people who, if the gift would be appropriate for either one, we wrapped it with a red bow. And then they had a little boy, and so we wrapped his with a yellow ribbon. So when somebody, and I fixed a little Christmas tree, and we put the bingo prizes under the Christmas tree.
We call it the Thanksgiving bingo tree.
Right. And so when somebody bingos, they get to go to the bingo tree and pick out a prize. Well, as soon as the bingo prizes are all gone, my grandson's ready to go home. So, okay, let's go to the snowman presents.
Right.
Okay, years ago when my girls were growing up, we had stockings, and we put little things in the stockings like socks and pantyhose and knee-high hose and, stuff like that.
This was the 80s now. That's when people wore knee-highs.
Right, exactly.
You wouldn't give anybody knee-highs or pantyhose now.
No. So when our daughter got married, we just added another stocking for our son-in-law and did the same thing. Then when they started having children,
they just wanted to do something a little bit different. They wanted to, keep stockings within their family and then do something different with us and kind of start a new tradition.
So I said, okay, let's do gift bags, and we'll just put tissue paper in the gift bags. And she said, okay, I like that idea, I'll buy the gift bags. Well, unbeknownst to her, she went and picked up the bags, didn't pay any attention to what she was getting, but every one had a snowman on them. And so when we filled them up, the girls said, those are the snowman presents. So since then, that's the snowman presents.
And they always want to know, when are we going to open the snowman presents?
And I honestly think if they had a choice, if I said, I can't afford you a regular present and snowman presents, which would you prefer? I honestly think they would say the snowman presents.
I'm pretty sure that's come up as a topic of conversation before, and everybody did agree that they wanted to keep the snowman presents.
Yeah.
Because the snowman presents aren't just like trinkets. Like,
no.
We get gift cards in there. Like, you have been known to give jewelry in snowman bags before.
I
have. They're not just like, insignificant junk. Now, there is a lot of insignificant junk in there. There's a lot of consumables like gum and popcorn, coffee, popcorn, that kind of thing. Yeah. But there's some, substantial presents in there as well.
Right.
So they're a good thing. But that's our story.
The story of our snowman presents and our Thanksgiving bingo tree.
And if I can find a photo of the bingo tree, I'll insert it here. Same thing with the snowman bags. They're pretty large now. If I can find a photo of the snowman bags, and I think I have one, I'll insert it here as well. All right, so now we're still sailing away. We don't see a lot of land. There's still a little bit left over there, and I honestly couldn't tell which way he turned.
I think he went north.
Mom thinks he turned north. I think he's still going straight and hasn't turned at all yet, but one thing you should know...
He's not going by Cocoa Beach.
That's exactly right. We did not go by Cocoa Beach. But there's one thing that you should know about Mom. She has a built-in compass. So if she says we're heading north, chances are we're heading north. And if we see land out in the middle of the sea while we're out on this trip, she's probably going to be able to tell you which island or which state or what that land is. And if there's a city nearby, she can even tell you the name of the city. So she knows her geography and she knows her directions. She's got a built-in compass. So she says
I think we're going northeast right now.
See? Built-in compass. So if she says we're going northeast,
well, see,
I'm going to say northeast. Look, hey, Mr. Seagull.
Well, see, the sun is back that way, so that's west.
See, I told you. She, totally knows all of her directions. She's speaking, another language to me. I have absolutely no idea what she's talking about when she's like, sun this way and direction that way, she would have done fine, absolutely fine in the pioneer days.
Columbus days.
She's a regular Lewis and Clark herself. Isn't that right, Daddy?
Yep.
Well, you need to tell them about when I woke up and told y'all you're going the wrong way.
You know, we're going to save that story for a different day because we have got to head down to dinner.
Okay, all right.
All right, dinner's next. We are here in Animator's Palate for our first dinner of the evening, or of the cruise, and this is our sort of bonus menu because this is an 8-night cruise. We have one extra menu that we don't normally get on the 7-night cruise, and I think it's called Let the Magic Begin. But there are several new items on there that you only get with this menu. We've had it once before when we were on the 8-night Halloween on the high seas a couple of years ago. But we've ordered some great things. We are table number 48, which is a private table, so we're always happy to get a private table. Y'all hungry?
No, I'm really not, because I stuffed myself at lunch because I was so hungry because we didn't eat breakfast this morning. And then it was late when we got here, and I was getting in a really big mess.
Yeah, Mom has to eat, or she has a blood sugar drop, a bad blood sugar drop. So we had to get her fed. And Daddy says he's hungry. And it's really interesting because we are usually in Animator's Palate on Crush Night, or on the Animation Magic Night, or even on Pirate Night. On the screens they put up like pirate motifs and play pirate music, but we've never been in Animator's Palate when there's not a special thing going on. So the screens are just really generic. They've got the artist paintbrushes over there, and just the artist palette, or the Animator's Palette logo. And the colors in here are muted. They're like, warm colors, not bright like they normally are for the other things. So it's definitely a different vibe in here, but I like it. So we're looking forward to dinner. Our appetizers have arrived. We got the chicken vastilla, which is a Moroccan spiced chicken with vegetables wrapped in a pastry. And how is it, Mom? Mom doesn't like it.
I will eat the vegetables around.
I led her astray because I told her it was delicious because I had it once before, but she doesn't like it. How do you like it, Daddy? It's hard to tell, he said, but he's eating it. Our salad course has just arrived, and this is what we have. We all got the spinach and arugula salad with a vinaigrette dressing and red onions and tomatoes. How is it? So they like the salad, I bet I will too. All right, our mains have arrived. I got steak and potatoes and a tomato. And Mom got chicken and sweet potatoes. How is it, Mom?
It's good.
All right. Okay, it's dessert time, and I ordered Kahlua creme brulee. I love a creme brulee. If there's a creme brulee on the menu, you can bet I'm going to order it, at least as one of my dessert options on the cruise. And I also got the sugar-free option, which is a zabaione with fruit. This doesn't look like much, and I don't have high hopes for it, but that's one of the great things about a cruise. You can order more than one thing and try multiple things. Mom and Dad both got the sundae. How is your sundae? How's your sundae?
Oh, it's good. It's mint chocolate chip.
Do you like mint?
There's some of the chocolate I have to get out because there's too much chocolate for me, but
Yeah, Mom doesn't really like chocolate that much. How's your sundae, Daddy? All right. So we got our towel animal for the night, or blanket animal, whichever you want to call it. And we got our chocolates, and we think this is a swan. But dinner was delicious, and now we're going to relax on our veranda for just a few minutes and then see where else the evening takes us. And what a glorious ocean view this is. And check out that sunset over there. This is why we cruise. This is why we cruise. Such a gorgeous view. And we're barely just moving along. You still think we're heading north?
I think we're kind of heading northeast. The sun's setting back there, that's the west. So this will be east, so I think we're heading like northeast maybe.
See, I told you, human compass.
Yep. The ancient mariner.
Oh my goodness. This is just so beautiful. This view never gets old. Since I ended up canceling my champagne tasting, I decided to come into Meridian and have a glass of bubbly to cap my night off. You just can't beat it. I have just left Meridian where I had a wonderful nightcap of Veuve Clicquot champagne, and it was a great way to end a really good day. And so tomorrow is a day at sea. We have Palo brunch in the morning, so really looking forward to that. But with that, I'm going to go ahead and end this day. Thanks for watching.